So, have you ever been ghosted? That hurts, right? But since every pain is an invitation to burn ego, let's look into that and give you a guide right here in this video how you can never be ghosted again. So I'm doing this kind of job here for like 10 or 12 years already, and in the beginning there was no mentioning of the word ghosting at all. It didn't exist. But it started to be a thing around like 7 or 8 years ago, when suddenly when a person didn't reply, a person you like, a person you put all your wishes and all your the fulfillment of your wishes into, then when the person didn't reply, then suddenly the person ghosted you. And it became a thing. It got momentum, and suddenly everyone was ghosting everybody. And this is so weird. And it's not really a big surprise because people like to be victims. Let's tell it how it is. People just like to be victims. People just like to get up in the morning and blame other people for their bad lives. It's a way easier way to live. And this is what actually ghosting is. We suddenly had a label for someone that is mistreating us, or someone who is not behaving as we would like them to behave. And so this ghosting thing became a thing, and everyone was talking about it and how to prevent it, and how to answer someone who's ghosting you, and how to make it clear that you do not like to be ghosted and whatever. And this is all fine, and this is good and totally great. Like keep posting stuff like this and keep like reading stuff like this. It's probably so helpful.
And I'm being sarcastic. Thanks for watching.
But it totally misses the core of it, the point of it. It totally misses the point we're talking about here. And the point we're talking about here is your ego. If you consider yourself being ghosted and you text with someone and the person doesn't reply to you, or you talk to someone at a bar and this person probably like suddenly goes away and doesn't talk to you for the rest of the evening anymore, then you can feel ghosted. You can decide that you are being ghosted and this other person is such a bad human being. Or you take the power back, the power you have, and look how you react to this. Okay, let's look into the possibilities why someone would ghost you and why this would be a valid thing to do. I don't know. Of course, the other person can be just like a bad and evil human being that wants to destroy you. Of course. But before that, I mean, like, I really cannot talk about this topic without telling you that it is your responsibility. If you are ghosted, I blew the solution to the video already in the beginning here, but please stick to the end and you will find out what the real solution or the solution for that cause is. But it is your responsibility. If you consider yourself being ghosted, it's your responsibility. You see that as you being ghosted. The other person is the bad one here. You are the victim, the saint here, and you have no control whatsoever about the situation. You are being mistreated. The other person is the bad one who ghosts you, and you just have a pure heart and a pure agenda, or no agenda at all, in the back of your mind that you want to put through here, or you want to let unfold. No, you just have a pure heart. So this is why the other person, I mean, like, you already know by the things I'm saying here that it's total BS to talk about ghosting. You are not being ghosted. You are the person that put so much desire and the fulfillment of your desire into that other person. And if that other person doesn't text you back, you are being ghosted. It's totally not your fault, but it is. Sorry to say it to you. It's your fault. And we also can like exchange the word fault for responsibility. Same thing. So it's a victim mentality to talk about ghosting. If you find yourself like you've been ghosted before, it's totally a victim mentality. And if you caught yourself right now that you talked about being ghosted before, then I'm talking to you right now. Like, this is the video for you right now. So please listen closely and also press the like button. It helps the video, helps my channel grow. And so more people find out what the real cause and the real solution to ghosting is. Sounds like a plan, right? So back to the topic. So maybe, of course, the other person is the pure evil, wants to destroy you, wakes up in the morning and wants to seduce you and then let you fall and wants to make you feel miserable. Maybe these people exist. In my view of the world, they don't, so I don't encounter them. But maybe in your worldview, they exist. So then you encounter them, and then you will meet them, and you will see the pure evil in people. So that's still on you, like how you treat the people or how you view your world. You will get exactly this. So maybe there are people that just want to use you for their own good, and if you're not valuable for them anymore, they will cut you out of their lives, like immediately, suddenly, will stop talking to you, maybe block you or whatever. I mean, this happens, of course. Maybe you talk to someone, maybe you exchange numbers, you talk a bit, and then you see the other person is not replying anymore, and maybe the other person already blocked you. And of course, this happens, but like, is this your fault? Who knows? Like, you can always assume they have so much on their plate that they cannot deal with that right now. So like, it's a way to see the world you're in. If you want to see the world that people can ghost you and that a thing like ghosting exists, then you will see that everywhere. But if you see the world like the world is good to you and the people you exchange numbers with and you want to talk with, and they will go all out of their way to talk to you also, then you will find exactly this. And even if you think like that and the other person is blocking you, and this frankly will not be the case anymore, because people will not block you anymore when you think like this, because you raise your vibration, you change your charisma, and people are happy to talk to you. Even if the other person will block you, then you don't care, because you think of yourself already that you're an awesome human being. So if the other person doesn't see that, that's fine. It's fine. You always give invitations to talk to you and to engage with you and have some sort of relationship with you. And the other person does not, right, accept the invitation, then that's fine. Also, there's a form of ghosting when people take all their courage and approach another person at a bar or at a fest or whatever, or in the subway or whatever, and they talk to them and they engage in a conversation with them, and the conversation drops lower and lower until it stops. And then the other person just walks away without saying goodbye or whatever. And some people consider this as ghosting as well. But is it? Probably not, because like the other person can just leave. It's fine. Happens to me as well. Like, it's totally fine. It's totally normal. We just give invitations, and if the other person doesn't accept the invitation, that is fine. And the other person can walk away anytime. I personally like it to just say goodbye, even if I don't want to engage with the person any further. But like, that's my style of talking and my style of having a conversation. And if the other person doesn't have this style of a conversation, that's fine. And also, maybe the other person is like too shy or too nervous to talk to me, so that they do not find the right words to just say goodbye and just leave. Am I right? I don't know. Who cares? What feels better? It feels better to think the second thought, right? So, but let's get to the solution part of the video, where you can never be ghosted again, where you get the guide to not be ghosted ever again in your life. And you already kind of assumed where this is going, because I shouted at you in the first part of the video. So I've never been ghosted. Never was, never will be. It's not possible. You cannot ghost me. Why is that? Because I take care of myself first. I just give invitations to have a talk to me, to have a relationship with me in some sort of way, in some sort of a friendship way, in some sort of a romantic way or whatever. And we're in a phase to get to know each other. And if you decide somehow to not reply to my text anymore, that's fine. That's totally fine. You have all the freedom. I give you all the freedom for this. You can decide to not answer. Why shouldn't you have all the freedom? I will not put all my desires, my wishes, all my future plans into you. So you have to answer me to calm down my ego, to satisfy my ego. And this is the main part. The problem of ghosting is not the other person. It's your ego. I mean, maybe it hurts to be ghosted. And this is a fear we have, the fear of isolation, a primal fear we have. You can watch it here. I talked about it already. But this fear stems from a point that you think you need to belong to somewhere. You need to belong to some sort of group. And that's right. It's totally right. But if you put all your wishes and desires and needs and the fulfillment of your wishes of the future into that specific person or into that single person, and if it happens all over again into multiple persons, then, or people, then on the first hand, if it happens to you all the time and you suffer from it all the time, you have pain all the time, then clearly you don't care about the individual person. You just want to have like some sort of partner, man or woman, that fulfills your needs. Like it can just be like some sort of, he or she, they can just have some sort of shape, and you just want to not be alone anymore, or you want your needs or wishes to fulfilled by just like this weird shape of a person. Like it doesn't have to be a specific person. And this is not fair. This is some like very egoistic, and this brings you so much pain and so much suffering because you do not care about the individual person, and the other person notices it. You just want to put all your pain and all your suffering into the arms of that other person so it gets relieved. You get the relief, but the other person is not ready for this. So probably this is why you've been ghosted all the time, because people notice that you have no genuine interest in them and you just want your pain to be taken away. And as I said in the beginning of the video, if you've been ghosted and it hurts you, or if you notice that you've been ghosted and it already hurts you on some level, then this is your body telling you where you still have ego. And this is a good thing. You can learn from it. This is like the pain you have is your body telling you where you can still burn ego. Because the ego is a rigid thinking of like how the world should be, how your future should be, how the way or how the way to you towards your goal should unfold. And if we cling to that, this is where pain starts. And if we still cling to that and do not let go, then the suffering goes on or starts and goes on, and life becomes really bad. But the solution is not to not care about these people anymore. We're social animals. We need other people and we need a relationship. We want this. Like this is a biological, psychological thing. We crave for, we desire. So, but the thing is like we cannot force it. Instead of force, we should always decide for the power we have. And the power we have is more in the emotional abundance. Being emotionally abundant means that it's okay that people act and react how they want. You just give, like I said, you just give invitations. And if people accept the invitations, that's where the magic happens. You cannot force someone to love you, but you can spend time with them and you can make invitations to just spend more time and engage even further. And if they want to, then that's cool. Then that's like the real connection you have. And not like so many people just like want to force the other person to like them by giving them like extensive presents or like demanding something from that. Like I know there are people out there who force the other person to like them by like doing something for them. And if the other person is not giving an equal amount of likability back or doesn't say that they love them for the small favor they got, the first person gets mad and thinks like, oh, the other person is evil, and they ghost me and they have like a bad whatever, they mistreat people. But it's not like that. It's clearly not like that. This is just this person being in their ego and not being emotionally abundant. So if you want to learn how to be emotionally abundant, you should totally watch this video. It's the first video I released on this channel, and so the quality is like really bad, but you should totally watch, because in this one I explain you how to be emotionally abundant and how to have more love in your life. And until then, see you in the next one.